Oh man, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling in the chat? Come on and talk to me in the chat. Man, I'm so excited to be with y'all here today. We got a special episode of Next Level Talks today, man. I cannot wait to tell y'all about it. But first off, in the chat, let me know how you feeling. Come on, let me know how you feeling. What up, James? Yep, what up, Coach? What's up, Melita? What's up, Raven? I can't wait to see y'all in about a week and a half at the conference. What's up, Tamina? What's up, Chris? What's up, everybody? Man, I'm so excited. What's up, Candace Mackey? We have orders. I know that's right. You better have them orders. What's up, Harry? Look, y'all, I'm excited to be on with y'all today. Welcome to another episode of Next Level Talks, man. We got something special. We got something special in store for y'all today. But before we get started, how y'all feeling? Come on, tell me in the chat, how you feeling? Are you feeling encouraged? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling blessed or highly favored? Are you feeling, exhausted? Are you feeling, concerned, worried, blessed, and a little worried? You know what they say, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I don't know if that's true. I could preach a whole sermon off of that. Like, you can be tremendously blessed, but slightly stressed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Yeah, blessed and ready for the conference. I see blessed. I see feeling excited about the family reunion. We getting ready to do this work. Let's go. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see both chats in the building. What's up, Derek? What's up, y'all? Good morning. How y'all feeling? Blessed, excited, blessed, and highly favored. I know that's right, man. How was my weekend? You know, I always do like a weekend update. My weekend was pretty smooth, man. I got some good rest. I got to put on some good quality time. You know what I'm saying? It was Coach Jess's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So she had some friends come in town, some family members, some of the girls got together. They did brunch. They hung out together. You know what I'm saying? It was daily daycare for me. I hosted a party for a bunch of high school graduates for my nephew. So it was a smooth weekend, man. And I'm locked in. Got up early this morning, had my time with God. You know what I'm saying, was really sitting with God, finalizing my message and my word for the conference. I'm so excited, y'all. We have so much to share with y'all. We're going to go ahead and get this on the road. Derek said optimistic, feeling blessed and excited, given another opportunity to live in purpose. Facts. Facts on facts on facts. Great morning. Listen to me, y'all. Regardless of what we going through, we blessed. Are y'all hearing me? I watched a sermon about my homeboy Ryan Leak. Me and him been going back and forth building a lot. And I was telling my man this season, man, he was like, bro, that's crazy. You sharing this with me. He was like, I'm about to add some of this, you know what I'm saying? Like what he been growing and figuring out and what God's been revealing to him. And he just preached a sermon. Why do bad things happen to godly people? Powerful. I take my man this morning and said, minister to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, y'all, man, God, we don't even know what God is doing. We don't even understand the fullness of what God is doing, but God is doing something. So look, regardless of how you feeling, whether you feeling excited, blessed, or highly favored, tired, stressed, a little concerned, maybe you depressed, maybe you in a weird spot, maybe you don't really know how you feeling, but you tapped in today. You know what I'm saying? Today, we have something for you that's going to shift you to a whole nother level. Let's get this show on the road. This Next Level Talks. Let's get it.
You go out here and you claim your seat.
Oh, I just touched down, now it's time to celebrate. Super Bowl in Vegas, this where the big steppers play. My whole squad will paint the town, but they don't decorate. And my work a bit excessive, check my resume. Keep it a C note, if I'm speaking, I'm the keynote. Super Bowl in Vegas, this where the big steppers play. My whole squad will paint the town, but they don't decorate. And my work a bit excessive, check my resume. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. Dance, 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 dance.
Oh man. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So today, man, we're gonna curate a special conversation today. You know, I remember last year after I presented at the conference, I typically present probably 5 times, on average, 5 times across the 3 days, right? And I remember Crump had told me, you know, the director over the academy, Crump was just like, bro, you need to make sure you give that, you know, you share your story and you share your journey every year at every conference. He was just like, it is too important. Y'all hear me clearly. He said it's too important to not to share with people. And my thing is, I want to give y'all something fresh every year. You feel me? Like I'm chefing up something, like I'm taking a different approach, a different theme. God has done something different in my life every year. But he was just like, no, that's cool. He was like, yep, all of them, message 2, 3, 4, 5. Like you give them a fresh word. But he was like, you make sure every year when you speak, you share your origin story. You share the process in which you went through. Here we go. You share the stages. Cause Krampus is like, bro, I'm looking out for you, and I'm also looking out for them, and I know what they need. Because he said a lot of people just see your ads on Instagram, or they see you on stages, and they see you traveling, and they don't know about your life before Christ. They don't know about growing up without your biological father, drug and alcohol abuse, failing in school, or they don't know about toting guns, pulling kick doors, like selling weed by the pound, running nightclubs. He was like, and then they don't know about the conversion and you walking with God and you 20 and 30% tithe and offering and honoring your body and like this cold turkey, stop smoking cigarettes and black and milds and blunts and bottles and strip clubs. Like you literally completely pulled like a 180. People say a 360. I'd be laughing because it's like, actually a 360 is right back when you started. A 180. He was like, bro, you was on some Saul like on the road to Damascus, you know what I'm saying? And then the light hits you, God, why are you persecuting me? And then he instantly turned his life around. And he was like, share that story of the Grace Tour and you packing up your family in the van and traveling the country and going to group homes, homeless shelters. Like he was like, bro, don't skip over the stages you've gone through. So at last year's conference, E comes on. Come on, y'all talk to me, Jerry. At last year's conference, E came on and was just like, don't skip the stages, trying to get to the stage. And I was just sitting here in the audience in awe. Like, up, iconic, up, big bro, up, man of God, up, business partner, does it again. My man said, don't be so obsessed with the stages where you skip the stages. And so we want to curate a conversation today around that. Because I remember what Crump told me. And Crump was like, in order for you to be a good steward of this community, in order for you to be a good steward of this conference, in order for you to put these people in the best position, they've got to understand the different stages you've gone through, which has prepared you to be able to stand on these stages. I want all of y'all right now, if you pick it up what I'm putting down, put stages in the chat. Come on and talk to me. Come on and talk to me right now. I want all of y'all right now in the chat to put stages. Put stages in the chat. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, this is making sense to you. You know, if it's landing well with you, I want y'all to type stages in the chat. You know, it's funny, right? Because I've got so much I'm even going to share, you know, with my opening and closing message. And so I'm still praying out. I did a 3-day fast last week. Just really sitting with God, talking to God, and was just really wanting clarity. I really wasn't even asking for much. I was just like, just God, just give me some clarity. Just give me wisdom. I want to clearly be able to hear from you as I'm preparing to go, you know what I'm saying, into this conference. And I remember as I was talking to God and I was just praying, I was like, okay, God, like what exactly in my opening message? What exactly in my closing message? Like, how do you want to finalize it? And I'm praying like, God, give it to me super early, right? Because I know my team was like, my team would rather have all the slides uploaded, everything set. He has been heavy on talking about the importance of being structured. So I'm like, God, it's weeks out now. Finalize it now. Don't give me that Holy Ghost last minute, right? So I've been praying. I've been seeking God, trying to be more structured, trying to be more organized, but I also want clarity. I don't want just intellect. Are y'all hearing me? I don't want just intellect. I don't want just what I know. I'm like, okay, what are you telling me, God, in the spirit? And so as I've been praying about this, I'm gonna be sharing a lot of this new season and journey that I'm currently in, right? And what's so crazy about it is sometimes I'll be sitting back laughing and I'll be smiling because I know deep down inside something bigger is brewing. I know deep down inside God is doing something different in my head and my heart. I know deep down inside because of the stage I'm currently in. Y'all not, come on, I need y'all to talk to me because of the stages I'm currently in life and what I'm reading and how I'm growing and what I'm learning when Tracy and I are having worship together and we praying and we look, I'm like, yo, this new season that Tracy and I together are going into, it is because of the current stage that we're in right now. So when y'all look up and see what I'm telling y'all right now, public service announcement. When y'all look up at 2027 and you like, bruh, big bro, killing it. It's because I've been killing the flesh. It's because I've been crucified, because I've been going through it, because I've been going through the crushing. And God is like, ooh, look at how I'm strengthening my son. Look at how I'm strengthening my daughter. And so the more Tracy's interceding for me, the more I'm interceding for her, the more we're interceding for each other and our organization and everybody up underneath us. Like, and we still going through this valley, you know what I'm saying? I will feel no evil. You know what I'm saying? Because his rod and his staff shall comfort me. And listen to me, I'm leaning in. And I'm leaning in on God. And I'm like, hey, don't even be quick to release me from it until I get everything I'm supposed to get out of the stage. I want to learn everything I'm supposed to learn in this current stage, because I know you only gonna do this and you only have me in this season because you're preparing me for a bigger stage. And we're gonna talk about that today. Many of you all that's going to be spending June 5th, June 6th, and June 7th with us in Atlanta, it's going to be a whole nother level you're going to go to. And we're going to show you how to maximize the stage that you're in, how to embrace the stage that you're in, how to step on to the next stage to prepare you for the stage that God want to take you to. We got some special guests, man. Let me bring them on. We got the whole team. We got the home team on, y'all. They not even guests. They family, y'all. Bring on our guests today, man. We got the whole squad, I believe, from the S2S podcast. There they go. What up, E? What up, C?
What up? I'm trying to get on top of that TV. We blessed, man. What's going on?
You hear? Loud and clear. Good to see y'all.
Lead us, bro. I'm saving my stuff for June 5th, 6th, and 7th. I said, lead me to where you want me to go so I can have some boundaries, because I don't want to, I'm saying, I don't want to spill the beans, but I do want people to know if you're a communicator, if you're listening, if you're a communicator. I know, we talk a lot about, the stage, but a lot of us, like including myself, we're not just talking when we're on stage. Like, my mouth is not shut until I get on stage. I actually have to use my communication skills to get on the stage or to get prepared for the stage. So if you're like, oh, I ain't trying to be on the stage, if you're communicating and your communication is going to move the needle or stop you from getting where you're trying to get to, you also need to be in the room.
Yeah.
I think E, I took a poll, right? And we know that currently most of the people that rock with us are heavy on the speaking side and on the communication. Some of them are not even trying to be on the big stage. Like, they want to be able to effectively build, talk with their team, their staff, etc. And what I've been realizing, E, is that even separate from them being better communicators and them being better speakers, it's the inner work within. Because when they're a better person, they gonna like the skill of communication, you're gonna teach, we can teach you that. The skill and art of speaking, we can teach you that. But what I be so excited about, what we teach and what we preach and what we push and what we promote, is the inner work. And a lot of times when I notice and eat and see, y'all can speak to it because y'all have gone through transitions and stages. Like, E, I just heard, me and Crump heard you give a word on last week, Thursday, at this conference, y'all. E just absolutely killed it. And my man was specifically on like systems and being structured. And I was just like, what an anointed word. Like, we on some Adam, day 6, but we missed all the order beforehand. And so, E, for you, how would you say the balance is between the stages that we go through professionally, wisdom and stuff like, but then some of it is just internal. Some of it is just character. Some of it is just spirit. Some of it is just faith. So maybe talk to the balance that you've seen in your life. How much is this season with the stages you have to navigate where you're putting more focus on, okay, this is more of a faith thing, a spirit thing. Okay, this is more business structure thing. And then how do they intertwine?
Yeah, so for me, man, and I want you guys that are listening to write this down. Most of you focus, and don't write this part down. I'm gonna say one word. I want you to write that down. But most of you focus on the stage, right? I have always focused on development, right? So you focus on the stage, and what happens is the stage
is only as deep as you are. That's the one thing that you can't do. You can't speak about something you don't know. And I've watched a lot of you, people like, I want to do corporate. You've never even done a P&L. I want to do corporate. Like, you've never done, whether it's ADP or Gusto, like, you've never had a payroll. You've never led anybody in corporate, but you want to do corporate. And it's like, no, it's better to do something that you know and that you have been developed. So what I mean by that is, when I'm running a staff, you got people who parents are dying or have died, or grandparents have died, or they've gotten cancer or whatever. It's like you grow and develop as a human. And then as you grow and develop as a human, that stuff starts to come out when you speak. So it's like the way I dealt with somebody who may have been a bad sheep 10 years ago, and the way I deal with them now is different. I've grown. You know what I'm saying? I've developed. And so that's what I would just say. I would say what we're going to teach you is how to help you develop spiritually, how to develop as a business owner, how to develop as a communicator. And then when you get your opportunity, that opportunity will lend to, this the one I need to pull from, this the one I need to draw from. But I don't focus on one or the other. I just develop as a human, period. And then it shows up in my development. Let me just say this before C comes. Like, if you looked at I saw Kyrie Irving play, like, I don't know what the name of the state, what's the stadium called that when he was in college, Duke, what is that?
Cameron Indoor.
So I was there. Like, I literally was in the building, right? I watched Duke. I watched them practice. Then I got a chance when he came in his rookie year. I worked for the Cavaliers. So I was there. I have watched him develop, right? As a human, develop as a player. And then guess what? It shows up in game 60. It shows up in the first round of the playoffs. It showed up in the championship when LeBron needed another player that could score, and he scored down, whatever. So I watched him develop, and I watched the game develop because he developed.
Yeah. You talk about the inner work. It's almost like I saw a documentary with Michael Phelps, and it was talking about all the training that he did for 4 years, just for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I think about and see you. I know you can speak to it as E's right-hand man, as you built this major brand and several other brands. Like, speak to like that development that you had to do within, because I know you quick to call, somebody that's the right hand to one of the other greats out here in the world in a different industry to kind of learn. But how have you seen that own internal development take place that's just had ETA blow up to this magnitude?
Yeah, well, I just feel like the access to like the correct information. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but nothing that we're doing requires like trigonometry or like advanced calculus or any of those things. So what happened is I figured if another human could do it in terms of talking and communicating and figuring out how to get paid for it, it's possible, if that makes sense. So there was a time when I met E where we couldn't get a check for what we were doing, even though the product was phenomenal. I want y'all to understand something. I never taught Eric Thomas how to speak and talk. That's not what I did. What I said is, we have a phenomenal product, but the perception doesn't match the product. The perception is, it's just okay, or maybe it's not that valuable. My job was to go, how do I take this product and change the perception? And so for some of you out there, you already have the gift to speak. The way I always say, I know you have the gift to speak, most of you, is if you're the strong friend, right? Like, that's my barometer. Like, are you the one that people call and go, man, my boss is tripping, my girl tripping, my husband ain't doing this? That, like, usually if you're the person who gets those phone calls, now if you're the person who makes those calls, cut this off. This probably ain't for you. But if you're the person who receives those calls and you tend to be the strong friend, what I know about you is that people lean on you for information. So that means that the product is actually there. Now, how do we change the perception? And so when I went and did the internal work, it was, oh, okay, it's the first thing I talk about in every conference. Oh, nobody cares. So my own internal work had to start with the fact that my job is to get people to care.
Yep.
The product is already there. So let me explain to you. Jamal is right here. Maybe he can come speak to it as well. But Jamal already had the gift to speak, although he had never spoken on stage. But it was already in him to speak. What happened was my job, and that's what I'm going to talk about at the conference, is to change the perception of what people think about you as a speaker or communicator or what have you. And now Maul is speaking on stages across the world because I've changed the perception of somebody who just does real estate or whatever. But the reality was he had a product and a gift, and my job is to change the perception of that. So many of you out there, I don't care what you do. You could be in real estate. You could be an entrepreneur. Maybe you are a corporate exec and you've had some amazing success. It doesn't matter. What we're talking about is the ability to take that gift and turn it into something that can produce revenue for you outside of what you do. Public speaking in general is one of the #1 fears in the world. So if you can do it, and you can do it at a decent level and change the perception of what the value of it is, you can get paid and you can create an entire legacy for your family. I got Maul here, and maybe Maul, you can just speak to not being the first thing you told me was, I ain't no speaker, bruh.
Yeah.
Like I do real estate.
Yeah.
And you were able to change that mindset and go, wait a minute. Okay, I do talk to people. People do call me for advice. People do want to know how my process is. Let me rewire my mind. And then the next thing you know, you're speaking in front of 20,000 at InvestFest, or you're speaking in front of, thousands in our audience and all of these things. You're on stages across the world in London and all over. How do you change that mindset to go, I'm not a speaker, or I am a speaker, and now not only am I a speaker, I can get paid. I think you said you had 3 commencement speeches coming up, or
Yeah. I have 3 commencement speeches, all in Chicago, all high schools. One happens to be the school that I graduated. Me and my wife graduated from. So, bro, it's crazy that a lot of you all are like me, and I always say that y'all got ET, y'all got Jeremy right here, y'all got CJ. They all came up in this speaking world. Like y'all didn't have any 9-to-5s. You guys started out of college, boom, we speakers, that type of deal. I was a police officer. I wore a uniform every single day. Like most of you, I bet you in the chat or here, most of you, 99% of y'all are 99%ers, where you all got 9-to-5s. And sometimes our identity is structured in our 9-to-5. I just thought I was a police officer. I just thought I was a police officer that did real estate, that happened to own some daycare centers and own a security company, and I lived in a 20,000 square foot home. I didn't think I had a phenomenal story. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And it wasn't until I linked with you where, like you said, you didn't give me my identity, right? You didn't give me what you did was, though, you just changed the perception of how, not only how people saw me, but how I saw myself. I didn't realize that I had a phenomenal story that people would pay money for to hear me talk about. But one thing that you showed me, and that this program and that this group will show you all, that you have something in your life. You have a story that other people want to hear. Never would I have imagined that 99%ers out here all wanted to either get in real estate or do something outside of their 9-to-5. And CJ was like, bro, your story is phenomenal. You're doing so much outside of just your 9-to-5. Most people try to get promoted within their 9-to-5. You found a way to promote yourself with real estate and with all these other businesses, and you still kept your job. Bro, people will want to know the steps. They will want to hear that. He's like, bro, this is inspiring what you're doing. And I was like, man, it's just, bro, I'm not a speaker. I was thinking, though, I had to be motivational and inspirational. When you were just like, bro, it's ways to teach people.
So let me tell you this. For those of you out there, and you're supposed to be at the conference, you should be at the conference. Our job is going to be able to help you identify your USP, your unique selling proposition. And that's exactly what we did with Maul. Do you know, Jay, when I went to Maul and I was like, yo, how are you a millionaire at 26 and you never quit your job? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, why wouldn't you quit? And he was like, bro, I guess I don't, my mom, dad, I said, nah, but you was a millionaire and yet you were on the streets of Chicago taking opportunities with your life and you were a millionaire at 26. And he said, well, if I think about it, when I started flipping properties and renting out properties, he said, police were the first ones to start renting my properties. He said, then when we had daycares, the first people to trust us to bring their kids to the daycare were other police. Then he said, when we started a security company, the people who need off-duty work are police. He said, so my whole ecosystem was built around my police environment. And so right then and there, Jay, we named him the 9-to-5 millionaire. Who knew that there were millions of people that wanted to hear that side of the story. And so that's our job in June 5th, 6th, and 7th, is to get you in the room, help you figure out what your story is and what your teaching point. And you don't have to be a multimillionaire. You could have made 6 figures. You could have figured something out. Listen, your target audience is you without the information that you currently have. So whoever you were 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and you didn't have the information that you currently have, those are the individuals who are going to want to learn from you. And so everybody doesn't need to learn from just me or Maul or ET or Jeremy. Some people are going to say, yo, what was your story? I was born in the Southwest and I went through this, and I lost my father at an early age, and here's how I got through it, and here's how I got through this step. Maybe you got through a bad divorce. Maybe you lost a child. There are things that have happened in your life that you've gotten through that other people are looking, going, how do I do it? And you have the answers to it, but you're yet to tap into it, and your product does not match your perception. And I think that's what June 5th, 6th, and 7th is about for me, is helping you to take your story, take who you are and everything that you've built and worked through, and figure out how to finally monetize it and get something back for what you went through.
Just like that. And here's the reality. Maul went through his series of stages. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I can't shake it in the proper stage at the right time, because he was in the environment. Here's the reality. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all have been praying for something. Some of y'all have been praying for opportunities. Some of y'all have been praying for breakthroughs, and you don't even realize that that very opportunity, that very breakthrough can be in the room. And Maul, watch this, Maul. When I say that, people probably feel like, oh, here he go, get in the room. No, you don't get it. Maul is sitting in right there in that seat because he got in the room. My man was just going to conferences. Every time E&C was doing a conference, my man was pulling up, and after a while, they was like, wait a second, bro. How you here? What you got going on? I'm a cop. Nah, not when you print out a private yacht on the off day of the conference, like something else is going on. But just that proximity. You know what I'm saying? And so listen to me. There's information you're going to get from the people that's speaking, and then there's going to be some information you're going to get from the people next to you. There's going to be some relationships that are built. And so that next stage that you're looking for, that next stage that you have been praying for, can be in the very room, which is why we do this annual conference. And watch this, Marlon. I'm about to ask you a question, bro. And then I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna let y'all go because I know y'all filming pods. I believe that most people don't go to that next level that they want to go to because they really don't believe. And so every year at the conference, we have a segment on the last day where we
Jamal got that whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. Where we celebrate people that's on stage, and they win the awards for making 50 grand a year, 100K, a $250,000, a $500,000, and the Icon 7-figure award. And we don't just do that, Maul, just to celebrate the people, but we do that so that everybody in the audience realize, like, yo, I had lunch with my man yesterday. Yeah. You're a regular dude like me, because Maul, they'll see me, you, E, and C, and they feel like, oh, you. But then you mess around and see the average everyday person. And so, Maul, 60 seconds, can you just let them know, like, this wasn't even on your radar, but because others believed in you and because you saw what was possible, you was just like, you know what? Let me stop playing God small. If I got big faith in everything else, I got big faith that I'm gonna have a son, and I done put a urinal up and my wife ain't even pregnant yet. Why won't I have that same faith when it comes to speaking? Can you talk to somebody more that might kind of still be like, I'm not quite sure?
Yeah, I was that person. I was that average person. I'm telling y'all. So, like I said, you in a room with a whole bunch of other phenomenal people that's gonna be on the stage. But I was that 9 to 5. But I will say this one thing about me, Jeremy. One thing I listen, I've always had a certain level of faith. And it's somebody that's in this right now that's watching us. Well, let me tell you something. Have you, and I'm gonna ask you this question. When was the last time you actually hoped for something? Some of you all sit up every single day, and I think that's why the word teaches us, Jeremy, that we got to be like little children again. And little children always hoping for things, right? They always hoping. They always hoping. But as an adult, we kind of lose that hope. And what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. So I would say to that person that's watching this, that's on here right now, get back to the space of hoping again. Like, when was the last time you hoped for something? And when you hope for something, you don't just sit back in the chair in the house and say, oh, I'm hoping for something to come to me. You get your butt up and you go out into these different places. You get into the different rooms with a spirit of expectation in that hope that something is going to happen for me. You don't have to know exactly what it is. I was going to the conferences from 2014. Every single conference they had, I went to. Not even necessarily saying I'm going to be a speaker. I never went and said I was going to be a speaker, but I went with the hope that I had that God, something is going to happen for me. Something outside of my 9 to 5. I don't know what it is because I keep taking promotional tests after promotional tests, and it ain't never happening for me. And I think when you just put your faith in other people's hands, it never transpires the way that you want it to. But when you literally say, all right, God, this is it. I'm just going to come with the spirit of hope and expectation that something is going to happen. My breakthrough is going to come. You don't even realize that your breakthrough can be in that room. And I want y'all to feel me on this. 2014, I went to what was the conference called? The first one. Greatness is upon you. And I was in Hartford, Connecticut, and I went there and I took my son that I had just adopted. I took my cousin, I adopted him, and I took him, I adopted him a few years prior to that, but I took him to Greatness is Upon You conference, just with a spirit of hope. Hope for me, hope for him, hope for my family. Not knowing that God was showing me a preview of not only my life, but his life. Never would I imagine that you would be the one to marry him. Marry him. 10 years later, you married him. 10 years later, you showed up to his wife. 11 years later, you showed up to him and his wife's baby shower. 11 years later, he's now head defensive line coach at Auburn University, making $800,000 a year. And I'm sitting on the stage next to you, speaking all across the country in Dubai on stages, on a podcast with you. Didn't even know you in 2014. I can't make this stuff up. I was in a squad car. I went from the squad car to the stage because of my belief, because of my faith, and because of the hope that I had for something better to take place. If I did not show up, imagine now, let's reverse everything. If I didn't show up to that conference, what would happen to Vontrell in his life? It would have been erased. What would have happened to the 9 to 5 millionaire in my life? That part would have been erased. What would have happened to Ayanna? My daughter just graduated 2 weeks ago from Michigan State. I don't know nothing about Michigan State, but E went there, CJ went there, Carl went there. What would have happened to my daughter and her experience at Michigan State? It would have got erased. What would have happened to all of the thousands of people now that's got properties and now they're able to send their kids to college or they'd be able to live on the left side of the menu? What would happen to all of them? It would have got erased. All of these things would have got erased if I wouldn't have made that one conscious decision to show up at that first conference. And I'm telling some of y'all, one man's obedience is connected to so many other people's destiny. I've said that before, and some of y'all think it's just a phase. You think it's just a quote. That thing is real. One man's and one woman's obedience. I was obedient to personal development. I was obedient to showing up. I was obedient to getting VIP. I was obedient to sitting in the front row. I was obedient to taking my son with me. One man's obedience is connected to so many other people's destiny. Do you know that my son, this draft that just happened, the NFL draft, he had 3 guys from his defensive line that all got drafted. One got drafted in the first round, another got drafted in the second round, and one got drafted in the 5th round. And at the press conference at the NFL draft, they were saying, man, Coach Vontrell King is like a father to me. If it wasn't for him. And I would have to reverse that. Boom. If it wasn't for Maul being obedient, if it wasn't for E.T. being obedient, if it wasn't for C.J. doing what he did for E, then being obedient, if it wasn't, then none of this stuff would have happened. So you don't realize this is bigger than you. You don't even realize it. There's so many other people that's connected to the decisions that you make. Man, I'm done, man. I'm about to. Listen.
That was the message. That's all. That's all, folks.
Hey,
y'all don't
look.
realize. You don't realize. You don't realize.
No.
You think that this is about just you speaking and you getting an extra check. You don't realize how many other people's destinies are connected to your obedience and what you do today.
And Maul and E, just the last thing, man, in closing, I feel like so Marl, I've known E for 30 years now, right? About 32 to be exact. And so I saw pivots in every season of his life. I saw the stage when he went to Michigan State. I saw the stage, the stages when he was, you know what I'm saying, really close with Coach Izzo. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw the stages when he was working with the team over at Quicken Loans. And then when he met Warren Buffett and all the different rooms and stages that he was in, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw that. And so before you leave, E, if you can just speak to because this is beyond the we gonna teach you how to speak. Everybody, we're gonna teach you how to effectively communicate, right? But there is something about that proximity. And so Maul is giving it from his vantage point, and we all are honoring E for because he's like the godfather. But then there are people that E said it with. There are rooms that E was in that gave him even more exposure. And it's like that blessings, it's like the favor, it's like the insight, like trickle down to us. And so E, can you just tell us, like in those stages when you were with Warren Buffett, when you know what I'm saying, when you were with Tony Knuckles, when you were with Coach Izzo and Pastor Dog, and like all the information and what they did within and why folks should come to the conference because of what's going to go in here and what's going to go in here and what's going to take them there.
You know, I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna show you guys the blind spots, right? And so I see so many individuals who want to be on the stage, but you're a narcissist, you know, and it's a blind spot. You don't know that you are. You don't get it. But what most people are doing is they're trying to get on the stage, and you're making it about you, and that's what's turning them off about you. That it's about you, and you want to check, and you want to be on the stage, right? Everybody you've ever seen elevated. Joseph wasn't elevated because he wanted to be elevated. He was elevated because he made it about Pharaoh, and he actually solved a problem. If that makes sense, does that make sense? He solved the problem, and I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna show y'all how to stop making it about the stage, how to not about a check. Like I'm gonna show you how I got in the room, and it's funny you say Tony Knuckles. He just talked with us the other day. He said, "Hey, it took me 3 years to get Eric ready to stand before, you know, Warren Buffett, and maybe 2 years to get him before Dan Gilbert."
Dan Gilbert.
But here's what he said. He was like, yo, what E.T. didn't know is that I was preparing him to not only get on the stage, but I was teaching him how to make sure when he finished that those people that were listening to him would go back and increase their productivity by at least 15%. He said, so when they went back and increased their productivity by 15%, you know how many millions that was for Dan Gilbert? He's like, he wasn't in there motivating. He wasn't inspiring nobody. Like I literally taught E.T. everything he needed to know that when he got on that stage and spoke. So he said, guess what happened? After he did it for one department, Dan Gilbert at the time had about 30, 40 different companies inside of, so I went to every one of them. And one of them just happened to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. And one of them just happened to be a young kid who they needed production from, and Kyrie Irving. And so he went in there and knocked it out the park. And I'm going to share with you guys the voiceover work I did because, of course, Cleveland is back, you know, in the race, right? And so who knows what's going to happen, you know, in a day or two. But I'm back doing voiceover work. Why? Because of how I moved them when Kyrie was there and LeBron was there, right? And so I'm going to walk you guys through how to shift your mindset so that you don't, what's the word I want to look for? Like, you're not intentionally doing it or deliberately doing it, but in some ways you're turning people off from you. And I'm going to show you how to attract the clients you want or attract the people that you want.
That's high level blessings y'all
no
about
question.
to get, man.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, that's high level blessings, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man.
I'll teach you how to talk. I'm gonna show you how to make yourself attractive.
Just like that. Yeah, to where people want to bless you. People want to put you on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And hey, E, when Tony Knuckles was doing this for you, did you know that he had a 2-year plan to put you before Dan Gilbert and 3 years for Warren Buffett? You didn't know. You was just like, let me just learn and be present, right?
I don't want to like be braggadocious. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that. But Tony Knuckles said, I'm just telling y'all what Tony Knuckles said. And I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he trained a lot of people. He said he was the most coachable student I ever had. I'm just telling you what Tony Knuckles said. He said, hey, that nobody consumed content information like he did. Like he wanted to learn. Again, he didn't see a person who was trying to be on stage. Or he might have been like, bro, I'm good on that. We got enough stage people. He saw somebody that wanted to learn and he wanted to teach. And as a result of learning and teaching, grasshopper, grasshopper, I was able to get the rock out his head. And when I got the rock out his head, he was like, okay, you ready for the next level. And I didn't know. Matter of fact, he said he didn't even invite me to see Warren Buffett. He said, Dan Gilbert just asked him a question. Was like, Tony, what would you like to see? He said, more people that look like me in the room. He said, next thing you know, I was in the room. Dan called me and was like, hey, we want you in the room. So yeah. I got some stuff, y'all. I know AI got, what it do. But I promise y'all, AI can't tell you how I got in the room with Warren Buffett. I'm going to tell you how I got in the room with Warren Buffett.
I love it, man. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, man. Y'all show them some love. Y'all put S2S in the chat, man. Y'all put S2S in the chat. Shout out to the home team over there, man. Look, man, that's it, y'all. The stages. Listen to me. The stages. Every single one of you all is when we say stage, I want you to view it almost like a level or a season. Every single one of us is a different stage level. We're in a different season and level in life. And sometimes you want to be quick to jump from one to the next and then try to maybe skip over stage 17 and get to stage 22. And it don't work like that. Now, because of God and all of his wisdom and glory and power, God might say, hey, I'm going to let you hit, you know what I'm saying? You're only going to be in this stage for a little bit of time and I'm going to accelerate you to the next one, but you're going to be in this one for a little bit longer because your lack of maturity or your heart or you be egocentric. Like, so I got to break you down. And then, okay, now you're ready for the next stage. And so I just want y'all to sit with the stages. I'm sitting with the stages. E said, if y'all ask E right now, E will tell you right. I should have asked him, but y'all already know this. If I'm lying, he'll jump back on camera. He'll tell you right. He in the stage right now. He's in the current stage. He's in the current level. You know what I'm saying? He is in the current season, but then there's always another one to go to. And so I want to just encourage all of y'all to embrace where you are now. And then you might want to ask yourself, okay, what can get you to that next stage or that next season faster? Could it be a conference like this? Here we go. Look at it this way. My daughter is going to the 8th grade. If we homeschooled her, she could get to the 9th grade faster than if she went to the average public school or private school. Because if we homeschool her and she got extra tutoring and she took extra classes and she got in more room, it could actually advance her. Are you hearing me? My baby girl about to go to 8th grade. She's halfway there learning how to drive. Super smart, can cook, just amazing on every level. Now watch this. If my baby girl decided, Daddy, I want to graduate from high school early, she could do that. My wife finished high school early. She was just hanging out, kicking it like, well, I'm done. I got to just wait till everybody else catch up and graduate. Now, how does somebody go from, you finish high school in 4 years? How'd you finish in 3.5? Or how'd you finish in 3 years? Or how, when you graduated from high school, you already got college credits? It's because they got in some other environments and they got in some other rooms. Watch this. That accelerated their learning process, and it accelerated their growing process, and it accelerated the stages that they're on. So some people, he says, some people rush to get on the stages. That's you rushing in theory. That's you rushing in heart. That's you rushing in spirit. That's you being eager to get there. But what can actually accelerate it is when you put yourself in the right type of environment. Here we go. Let me break it down to you this way. All of us experience God's grace and mercy. All of us, the just and the unjust, all of us experience God's grace and mercy, but only those who are in alignment with his will experience his favor. What does that mean? Okay, I've got grace and mercy. I wake up every single day and I received the grace of God. I received the mercy of God, and I'm so grateful for it. But here's the reality. If you like, but God, I want more, because I'm getting what people who don't believe in you get. I'm getting what heathens get. We all sinners, but I'm getting what people who don't even bow to you, who don't even worship to you get. So I want something special because I'm in alignment with you, where that alignment, that sacrifice, the word of God says obedience is better than sacrifice. I'm obedient. I'm sacrificing. I'm humble. I'm in alignment with you. Now God is like, oh, I can favor you. You know what I'm saying? Like Abraham was considered righteous because of his faith in God. And so David was called a man after God's own heart. Are y'all hearing me? And so imagine the atmosphere of God. So I'm at a point now where I'm like, yo, God, I'm just trying to be in your atmosphere. That's where that favor kicks in. I'm just trying to be around you. I'm trying to consume you. I'm trying to spend as much time with you as possible. And so imagine it that way. You know that this is an anointed organization. We got an anointed conference. For those of y'all that's going to be in the building, it's going to do something special for you. And then I believe it's going to accelerate that very thing that you've been praying for. I believe it's going to get you there faster. I believe from the knowledge, the insight, the spirit, the spiritual renewal, the growth, the mindset shifts, the healing that takes place, the strategy that we're going to give you. It's going to be special. I can go on and on and on. And now, so watch this. So we're going to pivot it from the conference. Just hear my heart, beloved. Many of you all are in a season right now where you just like, I'm trying to figure things out. And I'm not quite sure. Just stay right there. Just stay right there. My Mommy Pat Simmons, y'all familiar with Mommy Pat? E.T. know Mommy Pat? Mommy Pat came and spent the weekend with me about a week or two ago. That's like my spiritual mother. She discipled me. When I first got baptized, she got me active in ministry. We were just having some heart-to-heart conversations. She was sharing with me the season she in. I was encouraging her. I was sharing with her the season I'm in. You know what I'm saying? She was encouraging me. And then when she left, we prayed for each other. And she says, my son, I want you to do a 3-day fast and just sit with God. And guess what she told me to ask for? I wasn't even asking for major blessings. I wasn't even asking for it. I was just like, man, I just want to be in tune. I literally told God, I said, God, if there's anything I'm supposed to learn from this season that maybe I missed that has me in this season, help me to learn it. Reveal it to me. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, show it to me. And don't move me too quick out of the season until I'm supposed to get everything I'm supposed to get out of it, because I want to be prepared for the next season. Why? Because I know I'm God's son. I know I'm God's child, and I know he has great things for me. So I'm not sitting here telling y'all everything just is going to always be perfect. No, but in those seasons, you grow. In those seasons, your faith increases. In those seasons, you get wiser. In those seasons, the anointing gets stronger. You know what I'm saying? In those seasons when you feel like you're being crushed and you're being pushed aside, it's like ain't nothing working. It's like, okay, but the one thing that is working for God's love. The one thing that is, the one person that still is in your corner is God. You might feel like friends ain't with me. My loved ones forsaking me. My spouse is wilding. My boss be tripping on me. You know what I'm saying? People ain't showing up for me like I'm showing up for them, but God is showing up for you. God got me in a season where he is like, son, when is my presence gonna be enough? Or stop praying for the presence and the gifts. Just pray for my presence. Got it. That's how I'm flowing in peace. That's how I have this joy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, God, whatever I'm supposed to learn from this season right here, like, yo, let me get that. Because the next stage, the next season is going to be that much stronger. And what he said is real. What he said is key. What I'm not finna do, I'm not finna stand in front of y'all in 2.5 weeks and just talk some fluff. I'm about to really tell y'all, this is where I'm at. This is what God has revealed to me. This is what I'm working through. Look at how I'm growing. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I'm not about to stand up and pose and hit y'all with some motivations. Like, no. As your leader, as your shepherd, as your guide, as your coach, as your mentor, everybody going through something. Everybody's in the stage. Sit with it, sit in it, learn it, lean in, learn from it, make whatever adjustments you got to make, and then go out and be as potent as you're supposed to be. You go out and be as potent as you're supposed to be. We still learning. Didn't nobody stop. Didn't nobody quit? He was already a millionaire when he was meeting with Tony Knuckles and he was meeting with Dan Gilbert. That season took him to another level. And so God was just like, son, all of y'all are at a certain place. You're at a certain level. You're at a certain season and stage. And there's a bump I'm about to give you. There's some more I want you to have. There's more I want you to experience. And I'm like, bet, I'm going to lean in. So lean in, my friends. I'm about to get ready to take your questions. But my advice for you right now is to lean in, sit in it, and receive everything that God has given you, because he knows what. And I have so much to share with y'all. I cannot wait to kick it off on that Friday, y'all. It is going to be something special. All right. So y'all drop y'all's questions in the chat really quick. Y'all drop y'all's questions in the chat really quick. I wanna answer whatever questions y'all might have about the conference, what to expect, anything I've shared about the stages or the season or the journey that we might be in. You just never know. What up, Nate? Shout out to Nate, man. Nate was at the, I think Nate was at the Greatness is Upon You conference. We were in Philly. It might not have been Greatness is Upon You. It might have been one of the other conferences, but years ago, he was in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's when we first crossed paths. That's when we first might have met. Like, and to see Nate now as chapter executive, a part of the next level team, on stage winning awards, now hosting his own events. I'm just like, yo, my man was in the room. My man was in the room. You know what I'm saying? And so I cannot wait to see what God does through each one of you. Once you get in the room and you get the information and you get the knowledge, and then you move forward from there and you go out here and do everything. What's up, Terrell? You go out here and get everything, you know what I'm saying, that God has for you. I cannot wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? And watch this. How you are formulating right now, how you all are growing right now, how you all are evolving right now, how you all are navigating the season right now. It's just preparing you for the future. It ain't gonna always be weird and wonky like this. Like, it comes and goes. Like the stock market, it be up, then it be down, but you know it's gonna go back up, you know it's gonna have a dip, and you know it's gonna go back up, you know it's gonna have a dip. Like, that's life. You know what I'm saying? But how are you preparing and how are you leaning in? If you talk to any stock market person, when it ain't super sweet and the stocks is low, guess what they tell you to do? Buy high. Oh no, Coca-Cola stock dropped. Bro, it's Coca-Cola. You know it's gonna come back up. You better double down on it. You better double down while that stock is low. So boom, when that stock grow up and that stock increases, now you up. So I'm like, oh man, God, it's not working for me like it was in other seasons. What I'm gonna do? I'm about to double down on God. Why? Because I know it won't always be like this. Because I know he's perfecting something concerning me. Sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. You better stop playing with me today. You better stop playing with me this Monday. Did you hear the analogy I gave you? The stock go up and it go down, up and it go down. But when you walk with God, it's not just constantly up, up, up. You're going to have mountain highs and you're going to have valley low experience. What are you doing at valley low? I'm in the trenches. I'm on my knees. I'm praying. I'm locked in with God. I ain't never been praying this much, y'all. And I'm a praying man. I'm a praying man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always on my knees, but this season is different. My son be looking for me. I promise you. My man be kicking indoors. I'm like, he get it from his daddy. My man came in the guest room the other day. I didn't even find secret places to pray. My man came in the guest room and saw I was praying and just kneeled right next to me. And so God said, pray audibly now so that your son hears how you interceding for him and the family. Pray audibly now so he understands you not just here meditating. Like, hear him call on. I want him to hear you call on my name. And so I'm sitting here praying with my son. I'm doubling down in this season. Are y'all hearing me? I'm doubling down with God. I'm not like, oh God, you ain't really showing up. So when you pick it back up, I'm like, nah, I'm about to double down and go all in, because it's only a matter of time when they go back up. And what God won't be able to say about me is, man, Jeremy, wishy-washy. What he won't be able to say about me is, man, he kind of sometimes. What he won't be able to say about me is, oh, he only worshiping you when everything is easy. What he won't be able to say, the enemy tried to go to God and was like, yeah, well, you only blessing Job because everything is great. But I bet you if you let me afflict him a little bit, and he afflicted him, and Job said, the Lord give it and take it away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. It's a whole other level, y'all. It's a whole other level. Lean in wherever you are in your life right now, personally, lean in, embrace it, enjoy it. You have no clue what being in the space is going to do for your heart. It's my last thing. And if y'all ain't got no questions, I'm going to go because I got to use the bathroom anyway. Praise God. Come on, somebody. Listen to me. I be hydrated. You know what I'm saying? So I drink about a gallon and a half a day. Y'all better not judge me. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Hear me clearly. Me and Crump, you just never know what you're in store for. Me and Crump, we went to hear E speak. I'm just like, oh, you in town? We pulling up. We pull up, we get there. It's crazy. I wasn't even going on, I'm about to go because I need a word. I was just like, big bro in town, I'm finna pull up and hear him speak, and I'm gonna support him. I promise y'all, I was in that space. I had no clue how he was gonna minister. I didn't know nothing about the gig. I didn't know if it was a church gig, a men's conference, a corporate gig. I didn't know. I just knew the man of God was gonna be in the building. Let me show up and serve him. Man, did y'all know I got there and there was a worship team, and then there was a choir, and then there was a worship team. And I was just sitting here with tears in my eyes and was just like, I didn't even know I needed this. Like God was just like, son, I was just sitting here like, I'm so excited to be here. I was just getting poured into and fed in worship. And next thing I knew, I was on my knees with tears in my eyes because I had an overwhelming feeling of gratitude of just how good God was. And I was just thinking like, I just showed up to support E and had no clue what to expect. And that's how I be at our conference. I had people I meet, they send emails, they send DMs. They was like, bro, I wanted to learn how to effectively communicate. I want to be able to lead my team better. I'm trying to get a promotion with my job. I want to be able to give better presentations and workshops and virtual chats, or I want to be a speaker. And I didn't even know I was going to come and have an encounter like, yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And I'm excited, man. June 5th through 7th is going to be something special. We got some questions? All right, let me hear what you got. Let's go.
Am as a speaker is not my strength. Tips for improving in this area.
Selling yourself as a speaker is not your strength. So you should not sell yourself as a speaker. You should sell yourself as, hey Alicia, you should sell yourself as um, somebody that can solve a problem or someone that can add value, right? So um, I've never tried to sell myself as a speaker. I just more so want them to hear the value that I'm adding through the form of speaking and communicating. And so selling who I am as a speaker is not my strength. Um, but I want you to more so sell your value, right? When they come to your website, when they watch your videos, when they see your content online, if they read a blog about you, I want them to sense your value. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna naturally say, "Man, she's so nice. She's so pleasant. She speaks really well. She has a great heart." But I want them to feel the weight of your value. I want them to feel the weight of your knowledge. I want them to feel the weight of like who you are as a whole, as somebody that's adding value, as somebody that is moving the needle, as somebody that is solving a problem. So I want you to focus more on that. Alicia, here's an example. If you go to either one of my websites, if you go to my educational website, jeremyanderson.org, look real closely at the language because you'll see language that says like closing the literacy gap. You'll see language that says that talks about building relationships and trust and enhancing culture. Like all of the language on my website all talks about how I'm solving a problem. It doesn't say, now it might say Jeremy is one of the top speakers or something like that, but that's just them stating a fact. But my team really put all the value I'm adding. And so when you come to selling yourself as a speaker, that's not your strength. That's a good thing. But I know your heart, Alicia. You were so sweet. You were so loving. You were so down to earth. Like I want you to share your heart. I want you to add value. I want you to focus on solving problems in all your content, all your social media posts, all of the captions written, all of your website. I want everything to kind of push that, and then you'll be good. All right, great question. Shoot me a text too, and let me know. I'm about to text you right now. Go ahead. What you got?
Hey, Coach Jeremy, just joined the Next Level Speakers Academy. I want to be in the room, but there are things going on financially. God and I are trying to work it out.
Hey coach, just joined the Next Level Speakers Academy. I want to be in the room, but things are not going on financially. God and I are trying to work it out. I believe it's going to work out too. Yep, I believe it's going to work out too. You keep in a prayer. You keep pushing. Welcome to the community. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it's going to work out, and I believe we're going to see you in the building. Yep, I believe you're going to see you in the building. Stay tuned. All right, next question. That's the last one? Happy Mother. Let me tell y'all why that's funny. Let me tell y'all why that's funny. So, first off, mute me real quick. I gotta tell y'all something. So let me tell y'all something funny. So in our team, so we got a company group chat, right? And Nick, it's just like, hey y'all, office closed on Monday. It's Memorial Day. Enjoy the Memorial Day. So I look at my phone. I say, oh, okay, everybody off Monday. Bet, praise God. And so then I get the link. I get the link for Next Level Talks. Last night, and I was like, oh, I guess everybody not off. So that's why the team is like, yeah, happy Memorial Day. Don't be asking for more questions, Jay. We supposed to be off today, but we really want to come on and be a blessing to y'all. Look at them. Put the camera on y'all so they see y'all cutting up. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all, but we trying to get back to some barbecue. So look, man, thank y'all for tapping in, man. I pray that y'all was blessed with today's episode. You got a family member, you got a friend, you got a cousin or somebody. Share this with them if you know you're going to encourage them. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the notification button. Thank you for staying tapped in. For those of y'all that's coming to the conference, I'm super excited for y'all. So thank y'all for that. For those of y'all that's still kind of on the fence, I'm telling y'all right now, it's no way you're going to come to the conference and then be like, it didn't bless me. It's just not possible. I ain't had nobody yet be like, this ain't, I wish I didn't come. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you something. God know I'm not lying. There was someone that watched it virtually. And after was it the first day? And then they came, but the second day. Shout out to Pam Hooks.
Shout out
Ooh,
to
you
Pam
should
Hooks.
cut your camera on. Pam Hooks came and was watching virtually. And it was so rich. She was like, I got to be there. And homegirl came in town and came to the conference in person, right? So if anybody is kind of on the fence, just trust me on this. Email me afterwards and be like, I ain't like it. And I'll give you your money back. I ain't even tripping. Uh-oh, I said it. Ain't nobody finna do that, though. But hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. And let me say this. I am not offering a satisfaction guarantee. You know, like, I don't want 18 of y'all on some broke. God would don't do that to God. Don't do that to God. You know what it is I'm really trusting that we dealing with honest people. I'm really trusting we dealing with honest people. So that's where that statement came from. But let me be crystal clear. Don't play with God like that. And don't play with me like that. Lovingly. But hear my heart. It's something. And I don't think people doubt it. Money is just tight for folks. And I get it. And so I do believe, though, it's going to be something really special. I do believe that God has something special for your story. If you, I am excited for y'all. We've been praying, fasting, preparing for this conference and preparing for this moment, and it is going to be something special. So, man, thank y'all for tapping in with us. Man, I love y'all so much. I'm gonna pray for y'all like always. But I do want to just let you know, like, there is so much that we put into these conferences and into these events to put you in the best position to bless you, cover you, to train you, to equip you. Whether you try to be a speaker or a communicator, or you just say, man, I need to be poured into. Last week, Thursday, blessed my whole life, and I wasn't even expecting it. I wasn't even looking forward to it. I was just like, I was gonna go show up and pull up and support E, and it was giving me and Crump some time to kick it. And next thing I know, both of us is our hands raised and we getting our worship on together. And it was what I needed. It was what we needed, and I believe June 5th through 7th, it's going to give y'all exactly what you need. Let's pray. God, I'm so grateful for this day. So grateful for our team, Lord, and so grateful for all of the people that's tapping in with us live and watching the recording. Bless them, bless them, bless them. Indeed, God. In the name of Jesus, Lord, you know who's supposed to be at this conference. And so whoever's supposed to be there, whoever you would be so happy that they're in the building, because you know how they're going to be ministered to, just let them know, Lord. Provide the means, provide the resources, open up the door, and bless them to get in the building, God. We love you. We honor you. Thank you. Keep us safe. Continue to cover us. Continue to protect us. Give us clarity. Give us the resources. Give us what we need to take our lives to the next level and to live the lives you've called us to live, a purpose and to bear fruit and to magnify and glorify you in all we do. We love you. We honor you. We thank you. In Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen. Man, thank y'all so much for tapping in with us, and we'll see y'all next week. Let's get it.
Okay, so you know about the success of E.T. and Jeremy. But let me tell you about a few people who came to the conference to learn from them. Donovan Talbert, brand new to speaking. No experience at all. He came to the conference and after year one, became a six-figure speaker, winning multiple awards year after year. Jared Scott was speaking and trying to figure things out, joined the community and got the game. And now he does 6 figures a quarter, speaking and changing lives. Dr. Patrice Bucknell had a vision, but didn't know how to fulfill it. She came to the conference, got the game and knowledge, and now she's doing $250,000 a year. This isn't just another conference. This is where your dreams come true. Purpose is activated, and wealth and legacy is built. The only question is, what's your next level?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy E.T. Listen to me. This is not just a conference. This is the #1 conference in the world for motivational speaking. If you are a speaker, this is the #1 conference if you want to be #1 in the game. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now you already know I'm gonna be there, Inky gonna be there, Jeremy gonna be there. You already know the normal, but I got my boy Roy, who made me a New York Times bestseller. Roy's coming, his wife AJ is coming. My boy Trent is coming. Can y'all believe Trent's coming, y'all? And guess what? Jen will be in the building. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. This is the #1 speakers conference for those of you who want to be #1 motivational speakers in the world. And how do we know? Because we did it. So we're not selling you something that we read or we heard. We did it. We're going to give you the strategies. We're going to give you the skills. You got to be there. Listen to me. This is the #1 conference, right? For anybody who wants to be a #1 speaker in the world, whatever your industry is. So you don't want to miss it. June 5th, June 6th, June 7th in Atlanta. Everybody else gonna be there. Do me a favor. Stop talking about getting to the next level and make the investment to be in the room with the best level. Did you hear what I said? We are the best in the game, and we're gonna teach you how to be the best in the game. I see y'all in Atlanta. I see y'all in Atlanta. June 5th, June 6th, June 7th, the #1 conference for speakers by the #1 speakers in the world. It's your time, it's your turn. I see you in Atlanta. Don't talk about it, be about it. Come on, it's your time, it's your turn. Let's go, let's go, let's go.